Hello, Vengeance are here. So I promised some videos. My schedule is actually clearing up, so I'm going to be doing a lot more, actually. At least I hope to. Today's video is going to be about my node network. I haven't done one in a while. I wanted to update it. I did one a while back, but I've changed so many things, and I'm just sailing around out here bartering. So I figured, why not go over my node network while I'm pretty much stuck on the ship, just putting around anyway. Quick update on that though. I got one piece of blue gear, so 3 to go, and I've got quite a bit of materials as far as the gear crafting goes. I got quite a bit of stuff. We're getting there. I don't have this one. I don't have everything that I need. The Great Ocean Dark Iron and the nodules are the problem. So I already crafted this one. I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. But I do need a bunch more. These nodules are a problem. The luminous cobalt's not as bad as I thought it was because you only need 30 of it. But Great Ocean Dark Iron and these nodules are kind of a thing. But I'm slowly getting there. Doing the dailies every day. And bartering a lot. I'm trying to get my barter count up. Of course, I have my barter window off on the other screen, but here's my barter count is 1278, and I'm doing tier level 2 to level 3s. Any of them that are 1 to 3 I'm doing. So I'm going to be doing these in the background while I go over my node network. But first, let me reset. They added a nice little disembark thing. Buy supplies, load. Let's see, I can do 2 more of these coins. Not max. 2 more. It's gonna be slow doing it that way, but that's fine. I'll survive. Bring back up the barter menu. I'm gonna put this over on the other screen so I can continue to do it in the background. Come on, don't get stuck. So we are going to let this guy sail, and then we're going to talk about my node network. Alright. So, node networks. What are you going to do? So, node networks are very good passive income. I have mine set up to do a certain specific things, and I kind of wrote all this out so I didn't forget anything. Right now, my node network is meant to be tax evasion, basically, and I've went over that before. But for anybody new that it's not a sub or hasn't watched the previous video, I don't play with a value pack most of the time. I do sell some stuff on the marketplace, but I buy a 1-day using loyalties, or I will use one of the few that I have saved up or bought. I got a few free ones floating around here that I was given through like login and stuff, but I try not to use those, and I'm saving them because I don't actively pay every month to get a value pack, and just don't. But what I want my node network to do, which I'm gonna have to actually go make some more, but the first thing I have written down is basically to support itself. I need tons of worker food, I call it. I don't craft beer anymore for workers. I actually use grilled bird meat because I have nodes, which I'm gonna have to take a few of these out because my workers are probably sitting doing nothing. But I don't use the beer any longer. I use grilled bird meat because I need the eggs, and the egg node has grilled bird meat as one of the byproducts, so fairly straightforward for that. The other thing, I have my well, I keep calling it a node network. It's node/CP because if I can include the farms into that, and I have as many farms as I can get, and those are supporting Balanos meals, and the byproducts from those are from doing the milk through that is actually beef. And I take this beef and I put it with the other stuff from my node network, and I make good feed for my pets. So my workers and my pets are taken care of, and it doesn't cost me anything but a little bit of time. And I already mentioned this. Balanos meals are my other thing that I support with my node network. And then trade crates. I do the ore crates and I do the timber crates. So if we go to Moodle, I got a bunch of them. And of course I've got some jewelry crates and some amulets and stuff. These aren't worth very much, but I wasn't doing anything else with the black and green crystals. But I do steel, bronze, and brass, and then I do Calpheon, Serendia, and Balanos timber crates. So I've got quite a few there that I've been working on. But that's the gist of what my node network supports. Of course, I've got other things. Black Star enhancing materials, which it gathers massive pure magics. And I used to have Grunel for crafting the Grunel for fail-stack building, but now I'm just using Rebloth for that. So I changed that over. That's pretty much it. Now for Balanos meals, you want different kinds of vegetables and a grain, which I use wheat. And then you're going to need dried fish, and then you're going to need farms for pepper, hot pepper, and onions. So I've got the dried fish nodes over here at Port Etheria. So I've got several here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, and they just give you dried fish, different ones. So takes up a lot of storage, but that is how it is. All right, back to Ilia Island. So that's kind of the gist of what my node network is meant to support. Workers, pets, crates, and cooking. There's some alchemy thrown in there too, just because I have other nodes that give me like the traces and stuff, and then farming gives me fruits, and so I do a little bit of alchemy. I don't do enough to I'm eventually gonna level it up to Guru, but currently Master 5, so I don't do too much alchemy. Now the other thing that I've switched over, because I switched off of making Grunel armor, I switched back to making silver embroidered clothes. So I have the nodes around Heidel, Lynch Ranch, and this place here, Lynch Farm Ruins, for, like I said, alchemy. But I've got the 3 thread nodes around Heidel. So I have a Lynch Ranch that gives me fleece, and then I have the not that flax. I have the flax over here. And then the third one I have is over here, way over here at Kasula Farm. I have the cotton wool. So those give me the threads that I need. The different ones, either flax fabric, cotton fabric, or the wool. And what that does is I take my workers in Heidel and I just have them cranking out these. Where's my workshop here? These silver embroidered. Right now I'm making cook's clothes. I was making trainer's clothes, and I'm just cycling through. Currently, I have a load of silver embroidered cook's clothes. And when I say load, I mean like 186 currently. I'll smash these together and see if I can't make +3s or +4s using fail stacks later on, and then I'll just sell those. So that's what those are for, just a little bit extra. So see, I will need a value pack for that, so I'll have to just save them up and sell them and then collect them all at once when I buy a loyalty one day or something. So that being said, my node network heavily relies on nodes being connected. And I want to kind of go over the 2 different types of nodes networks that you can do. So you can do like I do, and it's either way, it's going to be passive income. It's stuff you don't have to do. You set it and forget it. But if you're using a value pack, you can take the stuff from the nodes and sell them directly on the marketplace. So you can do cooking, alchemy, any types of mats, pet food, worker food, all that stuff. You can literally just go and sell it directly on the marketplace, or you can process it down and sell it that way. I don't do that. I go to the in-game value, like as far as I can go. I make crates out of it. You probably lose some money here and there doing that. You'd have to calculate at the time of selling if it was worth it or not. It fluctuates, so sometimes it can be, sometimes it isn't. But I do it for the trading levels, and I'm getting there. Once I get trading Guru, I may rethink things. But I also, doing trade crates, I might lose a little potential silver, but I also don't have to worry about marketplace tax, so there is that as well. Can I please exit my boat? Let me reset this. What's the next one? Water. Filtered drinking water. How much of those do I have? Can I hold? What are these? 800, and these are 900 a piece. That's gonna give me 12. So 10. It's 45. No, I can't. I still can't do it. I don't have enough weight to be able to do more than just what was already there. Alright, off to autopath some more. And then back to my node network talk. So, the active, like, value pack helps with the marketplace. And it's probably easier to just let your workers get your materials and then sell them. And then you don't have to do anything with them. But if you're into life skilling, and in my opinion, Black Desert was built upon life skilling. I know that they've kind of went a little bit to the side and focused more on combat. But this game, if you have the same mentality as me, you're going to want to do life skilling. I want to quit the game every time I just go hard grinding and enhancing. And then I'm like, nope, taking a step back. I'm going back to life skilling, and then I enjoy the game again. So I've been really liking it. Of course, I don't like these sailing dailies, but bartering's not too bad. It is what it is. Eventually, I'll get to where I have 3,000 barters, and I can do my finish off my materials I need for the carrack, and then things won't be so bad. But if you go the same route as me, I focus on tax-free activities. So that's why the trade crates are so big for me. And that leads me to my next point. To get max distance out of your trade network, you need to make everything in Valencia. So all your crates have to be produced in Valencia, and then you have to sell them all in Moodle Village up here in Land of Morning Light. So you need to be connected from Moodle all the way to Valencia. And I have a ton of shops here that I make crates out of. I got all kinds of workshops. I got some storages. I got tons of lodging. So a lot of my CP is sunk into Valencia City to support all of these trade crate workers. And with my materials, I could probably remove half of these and be okay. But when I do have materials and have spent my time processing, then I really like to crank things out. But see, I have 25 workers here in just in Valencia City alone. I could probably get rid of half of these. The goblins I like, but like these giants, I'm gonna sell them off and see, because I probably don't need that many workshops, and then I can probably pull a bunch of my CP out of here. But I just went and blanketed everything and just bought every workshop I could get my hands on down through here. Tons of them everywhere, and then I have them when they have materials. They're constantly going. But I bought a lot of workers to fill every shop, and then half the shops I don't use. So I don't know. I'm gonna dump all the giants first because I don't need them. I want all goblins because they work faster, and then the humans will be after that. I'll dump them, but it's just kind of a mess right now. So I craft everything in Valencia, and I did have my node network connected. I went from Heidel and I jumped over all the way and had all these nodes all the way to Altanova, and then I jumped from Altanova and I went up and around through here, and I went through Shikatu up here and around this way and through the desert and all the way around until I got to Encado, Inner Arbor, and then to Valencia. But I realized that if I went the sea route and went from Encado, Inner Arbor to Durko Island, and then Shuma Island, and then Helmet Island, I could jump out here and go the island route, because all of these are only 1 CP, and connect to Ilia Island. And yes, it's Ilia, I-L-I-Y-A, not Ilya. It's Ilia. Or Ilia, however you prefer it, I guess. But then I could go up and connect to Lima Island through this way, instead of connecting the way I previously had, which I had Land of Morning Light connected through the Portaferia side, where I went from Albresser Island up to Paddocks Island, and then over, and then back up to Aquila's Eye up here. So I went around to Lima and up instead of going this way. So now I've gained like a ton of CP back, removing that, and I didn't have any nodes over here anyway between Valencia and Altanova. I just don't mess with the desert much. I used to have things around Sandgrain, but I decided to get rid of that. And of course, I should probably turn off chat. I always forget to do that. People uncertainty are just kind of crazy. But doing that allowed me to get my CP back. So at 435 CP, I have Valencia to Moodle Village in Land of Morning Light. Sorry, talking way too fast. And I have a lot of the Land of Morning Light nodes. You can see kind of a mess over here. I'm going to turn that so you can kind of get an idea. But the nodes I have in Land of Morning Light are also set up to support my trade crates. So I have a bunch of timbers and stuff. And then I also have the forest one to where I'm getting embers and forest crystals. And I've set up a couple of others around to get like this one up here. I got the crystal decimation one, so just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff, but most of it goes into the crate production. So it's really what you want to get out of your node network. I got a seal, yay. Yeah, there's no way I can do more. Back to the island to pick up my junk. But you're going to have a very different node network if you are just gathering materials and selling it versus doing the crates like I am, because half of my CP is probably sank into building crates. You know, I have tons of lodging, tons of workshops and stuff that I wouldn't have if I wasn't doing crates. And as far as what is good and bad in terms of sorry, I had a cat that decided to jump up here. In terms of what's good and bad as far as crates go, I don't think you can go wrong, really. I mean, you just have to check the marketplace and see what materials are selling for. But if you are like me and refuse to buy a value pack, then it doesn't really matter what they sell for on the marketplace, because you're just going to get whatever silver you can out of the materials. If you can't sell it on the marketplace, then you pretty much have to do trade crates to get silver out of it. Otherwise, this is just a waste to use your CP for that. But quick overview. I know I've kind of rambled for 20 minutes on stuff. Raw materials that I focus on and get: wheat, dried fish, bird meat / eggs, different vegetables. I use paprika and pumpkins. I have massive pure magic being gathered, tons of copper, coal, some black crystals, also green crystals, since I've change things around. Iron, zinc, tin, birch, fir, cedar, and I have added in ash as well around Balanos. Yeah, ash timber so that I can make the Balanos crates. Let's see. So it'll give you an idea of my node network. We'll darken it. You can kind of get an overview. So we got Valencia, all the nodes up to that, and over to Land of Morning Light. It jumps from Aquila's Eye to way up to the Land of Morning Light up there. But none of those nodes are really collecting anything. They're just a pure trade crate connection. And without a value pack, I'd have to go to every single one of those nodes every time I wanted to connect them, and I'm not doing that, so I just leave it connected all the time. Now my mainland node, I do have Duvenkroon in temporarily because I am trying to get Trace of Memory for the Forest Path Wagon. I will remove that and use that CP elsewhere once I am done collecting all the ones that I need for the wagon. Kepler Quarry, Kepler's not connected. Just a waste of CP because I only do the coal there. But from Calpheon all the way down and around through Bear and Trent and stuff, that's mostly all for the timbers and stuff around there. And then out towards Star's End, I'm getting massive pure magic out there. And the only reason I have that node that is west of Gabino Farm, I could get rid of all of these and get a ton of CP back, but the only reason I have it is for Star's End to get massive pure magic. Once I'm done with and got all of my armor where I want it at, I probably will get rid of this node completely. Star's End, I won't ever grind there, I don't think. I hate grinding Star's End. I've done it a few times and there's no point in even having that node invested in for me. But that'll be a bunch of CP back that I can put into other materials and elsewhere. My main focus and my main hub is Heidel, so everything goes to Heidel that I can. These nodes around Velia are for basically the eggs and chicken meat and just the potatoes. Some ash timber here and there, and then more potatoes. And these nodes over here are for the copper. That's where I get most of my coppers around there. I do have the sunrise herbs just non-stop collecting because I do use those for the alchemy. That's what I was leveling my alchemy with. Heidel Quarry, I dropped this copper node because I just have way too many copper nodes. Pumpkins, cooking honey. The cooking honey is a good node to have for cooking. You can make a lot of stuff out of it. Low-level stuff, you can make honey wine. And you can do other things with it as well. Honeycomb cookies and different things. But it's all set up to support my hub in Heidel. And then I've got a few outlying nodes out here that do like iron and stuff and zinc for the different powders and traces. Zinc and tin are kind of my bottlenecks as far as metal crates go. Zinc is a big one. Fur is the bottleneck for the timber crates that I do. I don't have enough fur nodes. And that strawberry node would be pretty good, but you can buy those at NPC, so not a big deal. The paprika node I have is out here in northern wheat plantation. So I have the paprika there, and I have the wheat and the barley. Wheat I will be using because I make beer for Balanos meals, and then you're going to need some other grains, so that's why I still have the wheat and barley nodes, so I can craft the beer out of it. And you can do it out of potatoes too. But that's a general overview. There is no right or wrong way to play BDO life skilling. I mean, I guess there's a min-max way, but if you kind of dabble in everything like I do, I just wanted my node network to be a jack of all trades node. Gosh dang it. It closed my bartering window out. I can't remember what I need to load up. 4 more of these. Oh, it's not gonna snap to this time. If you like get your ship to backing up, and you can do that with your mount too, and then double tap the auto route, it'll snap to, and it'll spin you around. You don't have to slow turn. Calphion's good. So it may be obvious, but Balanos meals, Serenity meals, Calphion meals, Medea meals, you'll find all of the ingredients around, well, those areas. So Balanos, you'd find most of the ingredients around Balanos. Heidel, Serenity meals. I mean, that's you know, that's where they get their names from. So my node network was, I started in 2017. I set out on a mission to have a beer empire, and then I was like, well, now I'm losing money whenever I craft beer, so I've kind of switched. So my whole node network's been changed about 400 times, but I like where it's at currently. There are some things that I want to get rid of. Like I said, the Duvenkroon node, I don't need it. The Stars Inn node, I wish I could get rid of. As soon as I get done enhancing Black Stars, I will probably dump it. And then I probably don't need quite as many dried fish nodes. Definitely don't need as many Valencia workshops as I have. And I've slowly, as I can, every month, if you go into loyalties, you can buy inventory slots, right? Well, you can also do that for storage. So, like Serenity storage, you can do. I've reached a point where my Serendia node is, like the nodes in Heidel, I can't get rid of them anymore. Most of the storage ones are, there's no good options. So like it's either refinery or residence, and I have to have 7.1 to get the lodging, and 7.3, and I have to have 7.2 as well, and there's no really good options there. And I need all my worker lodging, so most of what I have in Heidel now, I used to have almost every house in here because I did, my hub was here, but I've branched out and I moved a lot of my crafting and stuff to Valencia. And my tool crafting is now in Moodle Village up in Land of Morning Light, which is the other thing I want to talk about here in a sec. But I also have stable slots, so I have 18 of those. I maxed them out here in Heidel because it's my horse training hub as well. So I just have a lot of things going around that I could probably pull more CP out of, but I'm waiting for them to reduce it all to like 1 CP, like Moodle, like the Land of Morning Light, everything is 1 CP, and Ocean, everything's 1 CP. They need to rework everything. Stupid. But anyway, Moodle Village is very important. You can get this house here, Morning Light and Ampo 2, level 2 tool workshop, and then you can craft the Morning Light traditional alchemy tools. They have way more durability. They have 3,000 durability. They take more materials than the normal ones, like the advanced ones, but it's all the same materials, and you don't need blackstone powder. Fire horns you can get from hunting. You just gather them over time. But these last a lot longer than the advanced, and then they're almost as good as Supreme. So I've switched to making only those, and once I'm out of advanced ones that I had stockpiled, like the repair kits, I won't be making them anymore. Alright. I think that's it for my node network. I don't really, it's nothing special. I just sat down and I can show you. Let's see if I can do this. Let me show you my other screen. So I sat down and made a list of what I wanted to do with my node network. All the raw materials I wanted, and of course this isn't exact because I did it before and I've changed a few things since then. And then my key points of my node networks. And the last one that I've really gotten into recently is the materials to supply for bartering. So if you do, if I go back to here, so the way you get your tier 1 materials for bartering is you got to have regular materials, and then you trade them to the bartering NPCs for level 1. And once you've done that, then you have the level 1s, and you just step up to level 1, 2, and something that I learned recently is you don't want to do every trade. I was doing every single one to push my barter count up, but I've learned that you only want to do the 1 to 3s. So trade 1 material on the left for 3 on the right. I don't have any level 2s here. I already did all these. But that's what I'm doing on the 2 to 3. So I did that there, and I'm taking one level 2 mat, and I'm getting 3 level 3 mats, and so your stuff exponentially increases. Now when you get to level 3 to level 4, it's always 1 for 2, and then level 4 to level 5 is always 1 to 1. So, but that's how you, it's just how you exponentially grow. That's how they make money on bartering. I'm learning a lot. But back to the node network. Mats for bartering is my latest venture. I don't. Let me click some buttons in the background while you all kind of look at my list that I've written out there. But somebody else that does life skilling differently than I do could have a completely different node network, and either one's wrong. Like, you can specialize. You can have a node network that supports only cooking. You can have a node network that supports only alchemy, or only silver embroidered clothes. Like, you can, or only trade crates, or maybe no trade crates, because they're kind of bad. Unless you play the way I do. But the way that I do things is a little bit unorthodox sometimes, but it's all to avoid having to pay for value back. A lot of it. I just want to get some value out of the materials that my workers gather, and it gives me passive income that I don't have to do anything to other than click a few buttons and let them do it, or AFK process, you know. So it's semi AFK. It's a lot of passive income. But I made a full video series on BDO marketplace tax evasion, and most of it still applies. Obviously, some things have changed, like the cooking utensils that you craft are a little bit different now, and everything. But it's still all the basic same information. Because I used to have all of my tool crafting here in Glish, because that's where you can make the advanced alchemy under the this one, level 4 tool shop. You could do the advanced alchemy, but there's no point, because you can spend 1 CP instead of, like, I don't know, what are the purchase conditions? Total cost is 10 contribution points plus 5. Right, or 10. So you do 10, but you can go up here to Moodle. Once you do the Magnus, you can transfer all your stuff. You can literally spend 2 CP, and you get a worker. So you don't even have to, you spend 2 CP. So you save 8 CP, plus you can craft the better tools. Yes, they take a little bit more materials, but it's just a CP save. And when you get to a point where you're calculating how much silver your each contribution point is worth, it depends on how much passive stuff is coming in, how many materials is coming in through your workers. So, you know, that 8 contribution points, that could be a lot of silver per hour that is passive, or per day or week or month, whatever, however you calculate it. But it's just one of those things where you just have to figure out what you want to do, what you like doing in the game, because some people, they don't like life skills. So you just set up your workers to grab as many of the most expensive raw materials as you can and dump them on the marketplace. If I was going to do that and not do any life skilling, I would go for the stuff that people need to make things out of. So, like, I would come up here, go to Moodle Village, click on the workshop, and see what it takes. Iron. The other two things got to be gathered. So iron, basically. And then you're going to look at what people use to cook. You know, if you're doing farms, you're going to grow things that people need. Pepper, onion, hot pepper, those are all good for balanos meals. Having milk or haystacks in your farm, you know, milk cells, people use that a lot. All the traces and powders and stuff for alchemy, that's all brings a lot of money. Most of the timbers do as well, because people make crates out of them, but they also have a lot of other uses too. Plywoods and stuff for like material repairs. So for like ship repairs and the node war guilds, they use a lot of that stuff. So it's just, you can get a lot of silver, passive silver, just by selling stuff on the marketplace. But I just take it a step further. I like to do life skilling, so my node is set up a little bit differently. It's not just for pure profit. Plus, I plan on pushing all of my life skills to Guru as quickly as I can. The first one I'm going to be working on is gathering, and I'll talk about that in a gathering video here soon. But I kind of wanted to do a long, extensive node network, how my nodes have changed, and I'll give you one more overview of it, like top down, so you can kind of see where everything goes. And there's what it looks like without it. It's kind of a mess. You can't hardly see, so I like to use this production node information over on the top right. So you can see the little yellow path. Those are all the nodes that I have. And for anybody that needs to want to copy it, look in Valencia. Those are all the workshops that I have, the grayed out ones, or the light whitish ones. And for like these, they're all either mineral or lumber, wood or mineral workshops, all those. So that's going to change, because I'm going to go through and see how many I actually need, and I'm going to pull all the ones I don't. Same with the massive pure magic. I'm going to see if I actually need that. I do need the trace of death, so I may end up having to keep that node. I don't know. We'll see. I don't get very many out of there. 4. But if turns out I can get massive pure magic elsewhere easier. I mean, I know I can do Pit of Undying and trade 1-to-1 for that. It just depends on how many I need, because having a few trickle in every day helps a lot, so I don't have to run Pit of the Undying anymore, and I absolutely have to. But if I can, I'm going to pull all of those all the way back to Gambino Farm. Got to do the Gambino Farm node, and then see where else I can get like a material node that will help support my cause a little bit more. See, like some of these nodes, like up there, it's copper, and these ones around Olvia are just kind of useless. Olives, I guess, those count as a vegetable. Grape, that counts as a fruit. Those two are pretty good if you're doing lower level cooking. I pulled mine out because I needed this CP elsewhere. But that is all I got for today. I know it's kind of all over the place, but my node network is kind of all over the place, so it's just the type of, it's just what you get. If you have any questions about nodes, or if I didn't explain like my reasoning behind doing something, let me know down below, because I can answer easier if I know what people are looking for. My mentality when I set out, like I said, I set out to have like specialize in one thing. So you got to remember, it was in 2017, and everyone had to craft worker food everywhere. You were always crafting beer all the time. So what I ended up doing was like, I'm just going to craft beer and sell it. I'm going to own every beer on the marketplace. Yeah, that didn't work that way. I I had it set up, and my node network was self-sufficient. I mean, it was paying for itself, but then I progressed in the game and realized that I needed to branch out in other things. But I guess you could do a monopoly on things. It depends. I haven't looked into much because, like I said, I do use the marketplace, but not for my silver making. I'll sell extra stuff I have on there, and then I'll collect it when I get the 1 day value pack. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit down and look, and I haven't really looked at any of these Valencia nodes. I know that there's like around here somewhere there's like date palms that you can get, and I don't. Some of that stuff I guess is you can get Freaka. I know that's like a guru box mechanic. And that's the other thing that I do with my cooking is I don't sell the Balanos meals on the marketplace or any of my other stuff. I make Imperial boxes out of them. So right now I'm doing professional because they were easy and I had a bunch of pickled vegetables laying around. I think that's what I made out of those. Maybe not. Remember what I made. Yeah, it was. I made pickled vegetables into the Imperial boxes. That's what I did. Just so I could get some silver back out of my. I was actually cooking them for witches delicacies, and to push my cooking on up because it's only Guru 26. I wanted it to be 30 or higher to match processing and my fishing. Wanted to get all of those to 30, and then the rest of these I wanted to get up to at least Guru, so that I looked like I knew what I was talking about when I talked about life skills. But the important thing to remember is mine is all supporting in-game systems and not player-to-player stuff. So I'm always trading with NPCs instead of the marketplace. And if your life skills are high enough, you can make decent silver doing that. It just takes longer. See, like now I've been, for the whole trade crate thing, I've been crafting crates for quite a while. I haven't turned any in since my last turn-in video that I did, like, I don't know, months ago. But my node network, as far as trade crates go, are kind of hindered by how much I sit and process, because I got a crap load of stuff that I need to process still, and I've been busy doing bartering and other things. So and I haven't been doing much hunting recently either. So those trade items are kind of on the wayside. But all this stuff will get turned in all at once, and hopefully I'll get about 10 billion or so out of it. So it's a nice little savings account, as I like to call it. But if I go look for the last thing here at Heidel, where I have most of my stuff dumped, I have so many materials that, like, I have to process all this wood down. So I have, and I just got done doing this not too long ago, but 32,000 maple, 23,000 pine, 86,000 birch, and then 67 and 84,000 fir and cedar. And that's just the raw timber. And then I got all these planks left I have to cut as well. Not to mention the ores. I've done most of the tin ore. I've still got 45,000 left. Zinc, like you said, is a big bottleneck. I've only got 13,000 of it. But copper and iron I have a ton of. So those are the main trade crate stuff. And then these crystals are the other thing I've started to push into, because I get a lot of them out of the these sacks. Some minor sacks. So just processing that needs to be done. And then recently the powders, and also all of the threads. So flax, cotton, and fleece. All of that stuff needs to be processed down so that I can keep making the silver embroidered. And of course right now I'm burning through cotton and powder of earths so that I can do that. Making a ton of silver embroidered clothes. Hopefully I can get to a +4 or +5. The only bad thing is it takes up fail stacks. So I know this has been kind of a long drawn out thing, but that's all the oversight or insight that I really have. Just a nice big overview to my node network. But all the insight and kind of how I think when it comes to doing life skills and what I want my node network to be. So maybe it'll help you guys make a decision on kind of some of the stuff you did. I know that at least one person was requesting that I kind of do a node network overview, but this one is updated. I just wanted to update it and do another one since I have since cleared this out and done it. So I basically have two node networks that aren't connected. So I have from Velia down to Heidel over to Altanova and over through Calpheon and Portaferia, and then I have from Valencia up to Moodle. There's two of them together. So that's all I got. I'm gonna keep on bartering, get this stuff out of my way and done for the day, and look for another video. I want to go over my plan for gathering in the next video, and then actually one of the next videos. I've got a couple of videos, so look for one on gathering and then one on AFK fishing. I'm going to do another AFK fishing. I tested out a bunch of fishing spots, and I'll give you my opinions on those. So thanks for watching. Glad to be back, and I hope everyone is well. So take care, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, until next time.